few gotchas that you should be aware of. So let's look at some of these items. Your database does need to have the full recovery model in order for this to work. Your database name should be the same on both the principal and the mirror. Now, file stream, which is a new feature for 2008, at the server and at the database level, needs to be disabled. So this was actually one of the problems I ran into, was that it was enabled, and you have to make sure that this is not, working with mirroring. As far as another item is that you cannot use the detach attach option with this. Instead, what you have to do is you have to back up the database on the mirror and then restore it on the target server. The ports which are used for creating mirror endpoints, they need to be open and functional, and the service accounts for the SQL and the agent need to have the same, should be ideally the same on both your boxes or instances. Now, as far as the actual steps involving, like I mentioned, you basically do a full backup on the principal, and then you also do a log backup on the principal. Next, you will go ahead and do a restore the backup on the mirror, basically using the no recovery option, and then do the same thing, restoring the log backup on the mirror with no recovery option. So as far as the demo today, we are going to be using Northwind database, which is a sample database that came with SQL Server 2000 that we have copied over to our 2008 machine. Our principal instance is Cash Money -PC. By the way, my name is Cash, so that's where that comes from. And as far as the mirror instance, what I did is I created a named instance. So it's Cash Money -PC / SQL 08 named. As far as the ports are concerned, we are using 5022 and 5023, which are the default ports. You could possibly be using different ones in your scenario. Now, the service account for my instances is Cash Money -PC / Cash Money. So that is the account I am using. By the way, before we jump into Management Studio, you can check your accounts under SQL Server Configuration Manager, and so you'll see that we have the two instances that I'm running, and this is the account that I'm using. And then as far as my agent, I'm using the same accounts here. So let me go ahead and close that. And then here's Management Studio. Like I mentioned, I do have two instances that are running right now, and here is our database Northwind on our principal server, which is our default instance, and we are going to be basically creating a mirror on this. So let's go ahead and do this. First thing you need to do is copy, make a full backup. So you go to Task, Backup, and I have already actually created backups, but I'm going to kind of walk you through the steps. You basically pick up your location for the file, and then the thing you want to make sure is that your recovery model is full and you want to do a full backup. Okay, so you click OK, and that creates your full backup. After you do that, you want to come back to your principal database again and do Task, Backup. Now this time, instead of a full database backup, we are going to pick a transactional log backup, okay, which is going to copy your transactions, and then again you pick a different file and then click OK. So I've already done that. Let me actually see if I can find these files on my machine. If I go to SQL Backups, this is what I have. I have my full backup, which is right there, nwin.bak, and then I have the tran backup, which is nwin.tran. Okay, so let me just keep this one in mind. So then what you're going to do is you're coming back here, and you are going to right click on your mirror database. You're going to go to Task, Restore Database. Okay, and then you are going to browse to this location. I think my machine is just has had enough excitement with all this database mirroring in the last couple days. So anyway, so I would go to let's see, SQL backups, and then essentially copy this file and then do the restore. Okay, now the important thing, I'm not going to do that because I'm actually going to show you T-SQL where I had the option, but let me, alright, I'm sorry about that. I think I do need to pick this in order to show you those options. So let me just finish this part, SQL backups, and then let us just pick this one for kicks. Okay, now when you do go to options, the two things I want to point out here are you want to do overwrite, okay, and you will obviously need to change this path to point to your named instance or your target instance. But here's the important point: instead of using restore with recovery, you want to choose this option. Okay, so you're going to do this for the database backup, and then you're going to do the same thing for the log backup. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull up a script that I have created, and it seemed to work, so I figured might as well keep pushing my luck. And now I want to make sure that I'm actually running this. Let me just copy this, and we'll walk you through this real quick. Also, I want to run this on my target server. Okay, let me get some real space here. So again, you're going to go ahead and restore database from this location, right? We are going to be overwriting the files, which is this is your MDF file, and then also your LDF file, which remembers the log file. And the important point is we are doing no recovery and we're replacing. Okay, so this is going to be your restoring the database backup, and then we're going to do the same thing for our log backup. So let me go ahead and select this part, and then let's go ahead and execute this. Keep our fingers crossed. We'll see if second time is a charm. I'm actually going to close some of these other windows to make sure there's no conflicts, but let's just finish here. Okay, so I'm actually going to pause this video real quick. I think there's a couple of connections that are open, and then retry this again. Okay, so I am back and I'm trying this again, and this time it actually worked. I think I just had a couple of things open right there. So if you look at the output, we restore the database and then we restored the log, again with no recovery. Now if I go back to my list here, and if I refresh my databases down here, you should see that the Northwind is restoring, which means that basically at this point the database is inaccessible, and when we enable mirroring, this is going to take care of this issue. So let me go ahead and close this window here also. Alright, and then here's the part we're going to enable the mirroring. You come to your principal database, go down to tasks, and then go to mirror. Okay, and this will basically start the wizard that's going to walk you through this. Before we do the actual mirroring part, we need to configure security, so we click on that, and this is the wizard that's going to walk you through this. You're going to be setting up your principal, mirror, and witness instances. In our case, we are not using a witness, so it says, do you want to configure security? And I'm going to pick no. Go to next. Okay, so this is our principal server instance. Here's the name of it, and here's the port that it's going to listen on. This is default. We are encrypting data.